Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this quick. Doing a full gear video on everything I'm taking with me up in the mountain this weekend. Gonna head up to Jefferson, was it Mount Jefferson National Forest this week for a one-nighter. So in the background there, you see a great big ugly gray sleeping bag. That's gonna be for the dog. She's going up with me. Then I've got my hike and bike 0 degree goose down sleeping bag for me that has a poly liner in it to help keep it clean, give it a little more heat resistance. We're expecting about 28 at the, or no, 24 at the lowest point. So that should keep me more than good, and the dog will be just fine with what I have for her. Got a cocoon inflatable pillow here. He's nice. And then the sack that the liner needs to go back into. For some reason, I got in my mind, oh, I'll just stick it in the sleeping bag and transport it with the sleeping bag. Well, it's really stressing the bag it's in. So I just got, cheapo Walmart Ozark Trail. Next, we have the butt pad. And this is going to be doing double duty because I'll be sitting on it, but then also when I'm sleeping, this will be between my knees because my knees knock. Then I have a, pardon my French, a REI flash insulated air pad. This will be under me. There should be a little bit of overlap. Might be able to get the dog on it, but I kind of think not. I've got a River Country V2.0, 2.2 trekker pole tent, one-person tent. I'm slightly miffed about this product. I ordered a two-person tent, and they sent me a one-person. And so I'm a little miffed about that. As far as the tent itself, I haven't used it yet. Most of this equipment I haven't used yet for the sleeping system. But we're expecting dry conditions. And I do have a tarp that I'm going to have as a backup to kind of keep off the dew as well. I don't have a footprint for that tent, but what I do have is a plastic painter's drop cloth. I'm just going to fold up to the right dimensions. I was going to cut it and do that and have that, but I never got around to it, so we're just going to fold it up. It's not going to make a big deal. Next, I've got a Gold Armor 9 by 12 camper's tent. It's really, or a tarp, camper's tarp. It's really more of a hammocker's tarp. It's got hook points out the wazoo. Well, that'll be good. We'll use that. Next, I've got this cordage that I used for mending commercial salmon nets. It's really strong stuff. As long as I'm not putting like a major load on it, this will be more than enough for like suspending that tarp, and maybe even a little bit of extra for that. So that's good. And then that's something like 200, 300 feet right there. It's got plenty of that. Got a bear line just in case. I don't anticipate needing this, but I'd rather have it just as a precaution because you never know. And a little extra paracord there. Speaking of precautions, I'll be bringing my Glock G17. This is 9mm with me, and I have defensive ammunition in that. I don't anticipate needing it, but it's one of those things you'd rather have it than not. You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Got garbage bag, a couple of garbage bags for cleaning up after myself, etc. My cook system is pretty simple. Just a couple of pots. I've got one for coffee, got one for eating. This will be for the dog, and then one for me for eating and cooking. I'll be cooking for both of us in that. My cook system is going to be fire, because I like fire. I've got a good old big lighter. I've got some waterproof matches. And I've got these little beauties, little chips of fat wood. If it'll focus, you can see that beauty right there. That is gorgeous. The only utensil I'm going to be bringing is a spoon. I have the whole 3-piece set, but I decided they're going to have no need for a knife. And not going to bother with a fork. I'll just bring a spoon. For clothes, I've got a couple different pairs of wool socks here. One of them is going to be for if my feet get cold while hiking, which I doubt, and for when I'm sitting down and just sedentary for the evening. The other pair is for sleeping. This is a pair of socks with a pair of underwear rolled in. That is the extent of my change of clothes for going out there. I'm not too worried about my pants. I'm not worried about my shirt. It's only a one-nighter. It's not going to suck that bad. I then have a set of thermals back here, as well as a waffle top for when just sitting around or for the early morning hike. Got a head bandana, which I'll be wearing for majority of the walk. Got a regular bandana for cleanup and whatnot, and then I have a balaclava for sleeping. Keep my face warm. Next, I'll come back over here. We'll toss these back where they belong. My water system is just going to be smart water bottles with a Sawyer Mini. Good old Sawyer. My brother-in-law gave this to me actually right before Sawyer really became popular. He had been looking into getting into backpacking and whatnot, and was looking into the Life Straw when he found this guy for a fraction of the price and like 5 times the lifespan. So he went ahead and grabbed that because we thrifty. If it were just me going, I'd only bring 2, but because I'm bringing the dog, I'm bringing a third. Got a green scrubby here for cleanup. I'm not going to bother with soap. I'm not terribly concerned. I'll rinse it out, and then if I need to sterilize it, I can put the cookware in the fire to sterilize it. It's not going to be that big a deal. For food, I've got these. Have 2 eggs in each. That will be one for me, one for the dog for breakfast in the morning. Got some summer sausage, which I'll cut up. Again, that'll be me and the dog. And then these MRE entrees. I need to get 2 more. There's going to be one for me and one for the dog, each for morning and for night. So each meal will have those MREs. In the morning we'll have eggs and sausage, because treat yourself. Got a big old gallon bag there for garbage. I'm going to be making something called hardtack too. I'll be throwing that in there. It's basically just a hard biscuit. Super simple. It's 2 ingredients. It's like flour and water, and that's it. I'm altering it slightly. I'm using almond flour, and I'm substituting water with egg to get that extra protein in there, because I like protein. Got a simple set of trucker poles. Those will be used obviously for helping me get through the day with my walk, and then that will also support my tent. Got this really amazing hatchet for firewood processing. This thing, I love this thing so much. I mean, I got one of these for Christmas by my wife, and I loved it so much I bought a second one to use in my camping gear. My first one I use for our wood stove. It's great. It comes with a saw in the handle, the hollow poly handle, but the saw is really only good for really small diameter hardwood stuff. Softwood, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to do the job. So I got this other saw that's a folding saw that I actually found a while ago. I can't even remember where I found that, but that's really awesome. That'll do really well for the type of wood I expect to find up where we're going. Got my good headlamp. It's got 3 modes: 400 lumen, 200 lumen, and 100 lumen. And then all those little white spots, if someone else hits me with their headlamp or something, those all light up. That's hyper reflective. Got a compass, kind of an oxymoron because I've got a compass but no map. I mean, yeah, there you go. It was too late. REI and all of them. REI is the only place around here that has decent hiking maps, and they're closed because everyone's losing their freaking minds over this disease. So, got a bag liner to go over my backpack, which is one of the things I really like about the tent. It has a vestibule, so while I'm sleeping in the tent, I can put my backpack in the vestibule, and it'll keep it from getting all dewy and wet and whatnot. Got good old military camping shovel and my shit sticks, or shit tickets. So we're good on that. Only piece of gear left for the whole list here is my backpack. It's a 80-liter bag. Could not tell you who makes it. My dad bought it 20 years ago when I was in Boy Scouts, and he thought we were going to go backpacking, and we did not. And now it's mine. So there we go. Super simple list. It's about half the gear of the last time I tried to get out on a trail. Last time the bag was so heavy I needed help to get it on my back. This time I cut it down to I think about 30, 31 pounds, give or take. So yeah.